बाहों में तेरी दिन ढले थे जहां आ गया मैं ओ, मगर आया ना तू.
So, Arjun, welcome to ETimes and thank you for doing this interview.
Thank you for having me. Really, thank you.
So, firstly, tell me, how is this pandemic treating you? Like, what are you doing at home? How are you keeping yourself sane in these testing times?
I don't know if I'm sane, to be honest. I think I'm going nuts.
Okay,
But it's difficult. It's hard. It's hard to be home. I think it's hard for everybody.
right.
I mean, being, you're so used to traveling as a musician. Like we spent half a year traveling, doing shows. I really miss that. I think
Hmm.
that's the thing I miss the most. Like going outside, being with people. I'm not an extrovert, but I love performing. So
Right.
I really miss that. But I'm trying to make the most of it. I'm making a lot of music sitting at home. So
Hmm.
that's fun.
Great.
And I'm spending a lot of time with family, which is also fun.
Right. So, that's actually an advantage. Spending time with your family is very rare.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Yes, it is. It is.
So speaking about Radhe, like it's a hit on OTT as well. So would you call it your perfect debut? Would you like to call
I think
that?
I'm grateful. I'm grateful to have a debut in the first place. Like to be in a film, especially in a huge film like this with such
Right,
big actors. To make do my first role in Bollywood. I think that's I'm grateful for that. Uh,
right.
I don't know if there's a better or worse debut that I could have asked for. I think that
Mhm.
I like I said, I'm grateful to have one. Because a lot of actors they work for many years and they don't even get that. So
Right.
I'm very happy about that.
So take me back to your first day of shoot and how it all started. How were you approached Radhe? Like approach for Radhe? Tell me about that.
So the first day of shoot was the most. It was an experience because I've never shot for a film before. This is the first time. Like I did something for Jalebi, but it was like a music role, and I've never acted. Like I didn't have like a proper role, and so this all started in 2018, 19. Like I met Salman Bhai at that time, and he was like, "I'm doing this film. You
Hmm.
should act in it." So I mean, I didn't audition for the role. Also, I just kind of turned up on the set
Hmm.
and I didn't know what to expect because I had not read the script and I
Right.
had not. We were told about the character and they asked me to develop the character, but there was no script at that time.
Mhm.
I know the set. My first scene uh, was. Have you seen the film? I
Yeah, yeah. I
think
saw the film first day
so.
first show.
So they put me in the water. That's
Mhm.
they torture me in the police station. So that
Right.
was my first day on the set. So they actually tied me to a chair
Mhm.
and they kept dunking me in the water and I had to like catch my breath and come back up and I was like, oh my god, how am I going to do this?
Mhm.
And but it was so interesting because I had never done this before and I was really nervous. But after that first day I did the scene and I was like, okay, I can do it now. I had so much confidence about that because before that I was a little worried that maybe I can't do this, the dialogues,
Right.
यार इतने सारे लोगों के सामने एक्टिंग करना पड़ेगा, पहले कभी नहीं किया है. So
Hmm.
all those thoughts were running through my head, and I've studied acting. I'm a trained actor, but
Hmm.
even then, you feel nervous because you're acting in front of opposite such big actors.
Right.
There's Randeep Hooda, there's Salman Bhai, there's Jackie Shroff. There's so many people in the film. So I was nervous, but after that first day, they dunked me in the water. I came out like a new person. I was like, yes, I can do this. Let's go.
Okay. So were there any tips given by Salman? Like क्या करना है, कैसे करना है? Any cues from him? Yeah, something like that.
Salman Bhai is always looking out for me. I think that I have so much I have so much love and respect for him. It's from the first day that he met me, he's been giving me tips.
Right.
So he used to watch my music videos. He's like, you shouldn't have done this. You shouldn't have done that. Like you shouldn't have done this. So it's always like he's always watching. He's always giving. Like he's always observing. I've noticed
Hmm.
that about him. That he's always observing about you. He's always looking at like what you would look good in, what you wouldn't look good in, and
Right.
he's always telling you that. So he's
Hmm.
he's given me a lot of tips, a lot of tips.
So did you not plan or ऐसा कुछ हुआ नहीं in the past कि like कहीं आपके म्यूजिक वीडियो में फीचर करने का कोई चांस मिला सलमान को, एंड लाइक टू कोलैब विथ हिम इन द पास्ट, ऐसा कुछ हुआ? लाइक वर
Uh,
देयर एनी इंस्टेंसेस?
no, I think that music, being in a music video, I think he sings his own songs.
Right.
So actually, what I would like to do is do a music video with him acting and me singing. That's what I would like to do now.
Okay.
I think that I've told him that I want to do a song with you. He
Mhm.
said, "हाँ करते हैं future में कुछ अगर अच्छा गाना होगा तो can bring it to me."
That's
I
amazing.
would love to do something like that with him.
Okay.
Where he's acting and I'm singing. That's like a dream for me.
Yeah, it will be
But
a fab collab.
yeah, yeah, it would be a great collab. So I'm looking forward to that. And but no, so far nothing has come up. I would love to do something in the future.
Okay. So, you have known Salman personally, but this time around you got to know him professionally. So, at any point of time on the sets or like behind the scenes, were you intimidated by him? Like, hota hai, like he's a superstar and वो sets पे थोड़ा अलग, like, he'll behave in a certain way. तो कभी था ऐसे कुछ डर या फिर any anecdotes you would like to share?
Not by even particular. I was intimidated by the entire experience, to be honest. Like, to be on set opposite, like I said, they're big actors, and
Right.
and forget about the actors. The director is also somebody so well known. Prabhu Deva is very, very well known. So the entire experience was intimidating.
Okay.
I don't think it was Salman Bhai himself, because
Mhm.
he's actually very nice to everybody on set. He's always asking you how you are. He's always around you. He's
Taking care.
talking to you. He's always happy. He's very social.
Right.
He's always taking care of everybody around him.
Okay.
But I think I was intimidated for the entire film. I had the confidence, but when I had certain scenes, then like there were these instances where I was like, yeah, my co-actors are so good, especially Randeep Hooda is very, very good as an
Right.
actor.
Right.
So I was like, yeah, my co-actors are so good. Like, will my performance be good enough opposite them?
Mm-hmm.
So these are questions you always ask yourself as an actor.
Right.
So, but it made me work harder. It made me do better. So I'm grateful for that also.
My next question is actually about that. Like, how would you describe Salman, Randeep Hooda, Jackie Shroff, and Disha Patni as co-stars? I know you don't have many scenes with Jackie and Disha, but you have scenes with
Yeah,
Salman and Randeep Hooda. So, how would you
yeah.
describe them as actors and as co-stars? And is there anything that you took back with you when like the film was wrapped or anything of that sort?
So, I mean, I met Disha on the set. She's really
Hmm.
nice. I didn't actually get a chance to meet Jackie Shroff at all because
Okay.
I don't have any scenes with him.
Right.
But there was one scene where Disha gets kidnapped. So in that one scene, like
Yeah.
we all had to be on the set together.
Right.
So I met her on the set. She's really nice. With Randeep, I had a lot of scenes. He's very professional, very, very good actor. Very tuned into like what he has to do. He's funny, cracks a lot of jokes. Very honest guy. Like he's always himself on set.
Mm-hmm.
With Salman Bhai, I think it was like I said, I had that comfort level with him because I've known him for a while. So that was fun. He's very observant. Like he's always looking at everybody and like seeing what everyone's doing, and he's paying attention to everything, the scenes. If he feels like in a scene that it can be better, then he'll change it on the spot. He's like,
Right.
why don't we do this? Why don't we do that? He's I know a lot of actors who are just there to just do stuff and then leave. He's not one of them. Like he tries to make the most of everything.
Right.
So I think I learned a lot from him.
Right. So, Arjun, we all know that, and it's undoubtedly like you are an outstanding singer. So, were you approached for any song to sing for Radhe? Like, ऐसा कभी हुआ? And like, I read in one of the interviews कि Salman told you should act and not sing. So, ऐसा था कि कभी कुछ
Yeah.
offer किया था कोई गाना, but you couldn't do या ऐसा कुछ?
No, this what Salman Bhai had very clearly told me that you should be an actor.
Okay.
So this entire thing that for Radhe that we did was because he was very clear कि आपको acting करना. अभी singing ये film में नहीं करोगे, आप सिर्फ acting करोगे. And I also wanted to do it only purely for the acting, So nothing was offered to me. Nothing was. It was purely about the acting.
Okay. ठीक है. And like speaking about like it's your debut, obviously. How did your fiance Karla reacted to you when like she saw you first time on TV, like in a film?
She was very excited. She was very, very excited. I think that for Carla, she's been an actor herself. She's
Right.
not. She doesn't want to do it anymore. But uh, I think she's never seen me on screen in that way. You know,
Right.
a lot
Yeah.
of music videos. We've done a few together also, but never as never as an actor. So she was so happy to see me on screen. I think that entire, like, just to see her so excited, I think the entire film was worth it. Just because of that.
Oh, that's great. So, Arjun, talking about your debut, like you made a debut as a villain. So, like people, like going forward, people typecast you or offer you similar roles, like when they offer you new film. So, are you scared of getting categorized in this, like villain characters?
No, I'm not. I think that, you know, it's difficult to get typecast with only one film. Yeah, if I
Right.
do like 4 or 5 films and I'm the villain in 4 or 5 films, then maybe I'll get typecast as that.
Mm-hmm.
But actually, I found it the opposite. Like, people are calling me for very different roles now.
Right.
It's not for the villain role. There are a couple of roles which are ambiguous. Uh, what I think that what casting directors and directors do when they see you on screen in a role is that they take like the emotion behind the scenes that you played on screen, rather than just taking ha villain tha to villain banayenge,
Right.
but all the emotions that you're able to portray on screen, they kind of take that and try to place you according to that. So
Mm-hmm.
I found it in it's not like I've not been typecast and I've not been told that are aap villain hi banoge. It's not been like that.
Okay.
It's been I've been called for different roles. It's like all types of roles after Radhe,
Oh,
to
have you
audition for
signed
them, to be
any?
part of them.
Have you signed any
I
film?
did a couple of films before Radhe came out. I've already done some projects, so they should be releasing this year.
Oh, okay, like feature film?
So feature films, yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
So hopefully, let's see. Well, fingers crossed. Like, depends on the pandemic. It
Okay.
uh, might be this year or next year, but it'll happen. Sure.
Oh, nice. So, like speaking about Salman films, it is like when a Salman film releases in theaters, it is like a festival for all his fans. And like this time around, it was obviously special, one of its kind. Like it released on OTT and it broke all the records. But like somewhere, were you disheartened that you couldn't witness that euphoria in theaters? Like सीटी बजा और वो सब सुनाई नहीं दिया, like so were you disheartened somewhere?
It would have been amazing to see that out, like in a theater. Like, I would love to go and see like a Salman Bhai movie, which I mean in the theater. That's definitely something I would love to see.
Right.
No doubt about it. No doubt about it. I would love to go see it. So yeah, it was a bit. It was a bummer. Like, yeah, okay, I would love to see myself on screen, but like they said, that it might release in theaters also later. When things open up, maybe they might play it in theaters. So I'm hopeful that happens. I would love to go with my family, just kind of see that. That would have been a different experience for sure.
Right. Yeah, yeah. Even the reviews which I read from Dubai and UAE, the reviews were very like fabulous. So I wonder like if the film would have released in theaters here, तो अलग level पे ही चला जाता. And यहाँ पे तो people are crazy. So
Yeah, for sure. Like, his movies are like events. They're not
right,
like movies. Like, people wait for them for like almost a year, 2 years.
right,
They wait for the films.
right.
So yeah, it would have been amazing.
So speaking about your singing career, like why don't we get to see you more often in Bollywood? You have sung a few songs, but like we don't get to see you singing more often in Bollywood. Like you do your own albums, your own single, and like that's it. Why is that? Is it a conscious decision from your end?
It started off as a conscious decision because I
Mhm.
wanted to move away from playback. I saw non-film as uh, a big opportunity, and I still think it's the biggest opportunity there is today in music if you want to be a musician, because the future is non-film. I think
Right.
people are going to move away from film very quickly, very soon.
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
don't think Bollywood music is going to be the number one music genre in India for long. I do feel like non-film is going to be the biggest genre in music in India in the next 5 to 10 years. I think that it's going to overtake Bollywood very, very soon. And I think that that's the reason why I stayed with non-film. And I really believe that, music by itself is an art form. It doesn't need a film to kind of, support it. I think that in all over the world, this is true, only in India, because of the politics of music, that's the reason why non-film is not the biggest thing in India, because the labels, they decided to back Bollywood and they decided to do Bollywood music. They just haven't been able to crack the non-film model, but I think the artists are cracking it for themselves.
Right.
So I do think that in the next 5 to 10 years that you will see that big change. Maybe it won't be in my career. Maybe it'll be then in the next generation's career. But I believe in it so strongly that I'm happy to be part of that journey. Like I'm happy to be part of building that for the next generation and be part of like there are so many artists who are doing that right now. And honestly, like today's non-film music is tomorrow's Bollywood music. All the biggest songs in Bollywood all the biggest remixes in Bollywood in the last 5 to 7 years have been non-film songs in the past.
Right. Yeah.
So there is this wealth of music that we have in our country that I think that we tend to underestimate.
Right.
And I think that's because we are obsessed with Bollywood in this country. We want to see actors on screen, and we only understand the music when we see it on actors, but that will change. The younger generation does want to see music stars. Like we do want to see stuff. So I think that's the reason why I stayed away from Bollywood in the beginning. I'm not against being in Bollywood now, because I think that there was a time and place for being only in non-film. I think I've established myself in non-film now, so I would love to get back into Bollywood and make a bigger name for myself there. So that'll happen, and I'm working on that side by side.
Okay.
But I mean, non-film is like, I love doing non-film because I get to do whatever I want.
Right.
Like what I get to be original there.
Right.
There's no brief, there's no there are no rules. I think that's where music is. That's where music is its best. Is at its best. So I think that I would love to, if I could do Bollywood music in a way that I like to do it, I would love to do it. But if that's not the case, then I will continue doing non-film.
Okay. So like just now you spoke about remixes in Bollywood. What are your thoughts on this remix culture? Like, today's singers and composers kill the vibe completely. Like, do you believe that? The way you just laughed, I can like.
No, I've been very vocal about this. I think people have overdone it with the remixes. I think that there shouldn't be so many remixes. Itne sare to nahi hone chahiye. The way I looked at it is that I've been offered a couple of remixes. I wouldn't say a lot, but quite a few. I've said no to them consciously because I feel that if I'm going to do a remix, they have what value am I adding to it?
Right.
Like if I'm going to remake a song, my version should have some value. Like otherwise, it's just another remix, right? So I wouldn't not. I'm not saying I will never do a remix, but I would only do it if I can add some value to the song. Like if there's something that I can add to the song and it turns out like as good as the original,
right?
Or it adds something new to the original, only then I would do it. Otherwise, there's no sense in doing it, to be honest. So I do believe an artist has to stand for something. If he really truly wants to be an artist, like you can't mindlessly keep going and doing tracks just for the sake of doing tracks. So I believe that. So I think that remixes in general, I don't have anything against them. In short, like I don't have anything against them in particular, but too much of something is not a good thing.
Right. Yeah, I truly believe that. So yeah, like before hopping on to the rapid fire, is there anything you would like to talk about your upcoming projects, or you can't reveal it at all?
The films, no, I can't reveal anything. I'm doing something on Anurag Kashyap, which he mentioned it in an interview a while back. So we shot that film last year in London. I'm acting and singing in that film. So, but I can't reveal the name of it because they haven't announced it yet. But I am doing something with him.
Okay, it's a thriller or what? Dark film, dark
I
comedy.
can't tell you anything. I
Achha.
can't tell you anything.
Okay, cool, cool, cool.
Yeah.
So I have a rapid fire for you. It's a short rapid fire. So let's get started.
Sure. Sure.
Okay. If you could hear songs of only one person for the rest of your life, who would you pick?
Yeah, Rana. No doubt about it.
Okay. Your favorite recreation of recent times, if there's any.
Mm, favorite recreation of recent times. I can't remember anything, to be honest.
Okay. If you have to choose a song to describe your life, what would that be?
Uh, ये हंसी वादिया ये खुला आसमां आ गए हम कहाँ वो मेरे साजना.
Wow.
I love my life. It's I think that life is beautiful for sure.
Yeah. A singer you would like to collaborate with.
Arijit Singh.
Okay. One director who you want to work with, who is on your wish list next.
Anurag Kashyap only. I would love to work
But
with
you
him more.
already worked with him, so any other?
अरे तो अभी कोई और बोलना चाहिए.
हाँ, like होंगे
uh,
bucket list में कुछ ना कुछ.
one director that I would love to work with. I think Mani Ratnam, maybe.
Okay. Okay.
Or
Uh, if-
Sanjay Leela Bansali also.
oh, nice. That's nice.
Yeah.
If you have to describe Salman in one word, what would that be?
Uh, he's honest. He's honest about who he is.
Okay. Apart from Salman, obviously, because you made your debut just now, which Khan would you like to do a film with next?
Mm, Amir Khan.
Okay. You like his films?
I He's actually one of my favorite actors in Bollywood. I think that I there hasn't been a single film of his I haven't liked.
Okay. So, like, that was it, Arjun. It was an enriching conversation with you. Thank you for such a
Thank you,
wonderful
Sneha.
conversation. And, like, before we
Thanks
sign
for
out,
having me.
I just want you to sing that song, Ayana too. It's my favorite. And I know, like, your fans might also love it. So, yeah, a
Sure.
musical sign out.
तुम कभी ना कहोगे क्यों ना हम ही ये बोल दे हो कहाँ ये बताओ हम वहाँ चल के आ जाएंगे भीगे भीगे मौसम खिले थे जहाँ तेरे मेरे रास्ते मिले थे जहाँ बाहों में तेरी दिन ढले थे जहाँ आ गया मैं ओ, मगर आया ना तू आया ना तू आया ना तू.
Just wow. Thank you so much, Arjun. Thank you so much. It was
Most welcome.
wonderful. Thank you and all the very best for your future projects. Hopefully, we'll meet soon in person and talk about your films soon.
Thank you, Sneha. Chalo.
Thank
See
you
you. Bye
and
bye.
thank you for joining me at ETimes. Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye. Take care.